Hey Ben, how's it going?
Hey, Dad.
How are you guys doing? Welcome back to In My Head. Last week we were at summer camp and we were not here. And someone said, that I will not name, said, "What if we did a live broadcast from summer camp?" So Ben,
Yep.
get ready to laugh in 3 seconds, okay?
Laughing in
3,
3
2,
seconds.
1. Obviously, the person that suggested that has never ran summer camp because, as you know, Ben, summer
Yeah.
camp's exhausting. Am I right, Ben?
Right. Who said that? Who wanted to run a camp?
I'm not going to name names because then everyone's going to laugh at them.
Well, you know that was. Are you sure you know who it was?
I know who it was.
Think it was me.
Last week we were at summer camp, and if you know anything about kids' summer camp, it's exhausting.
Oh yeah.
Totally worth it, but it's exhausting. And I would do it over and over again. In fact, we have another summer camp coming up in July,
Right.
which means we will not have our last our last episode is going to be after that summer camp for the season.
Right.
Our season only has three
Three?
episodes left.
Including this
Episodes,
one?
and
Or
that's
four?
it. Alana and Magnus both say hello, Ben.
Hi, Lan. Hi, Magnus.
They
Hey,
said hello to you both, so me too.
by the way, just so you know, I do specifically remember saying that we should do it at summer camp. Film
You
the,
said that?
I did say that. I think you might. That's what I was like. I was laughing. I was like, "Wait, are you talking about me?" Because I suggested. Now,
It was you!
Now, it was me. Now, here's the thing. When we got to summer camp, I totally understood. I was like, I didn't.
Not only that, there's like
There's
there's no internet up there.
No, it
really.
would have been terrible. It
Yeah,
would've
but
been
we
terrible.
did bring some summer camp back to you guys.
We did.
Now, Ben, before we begin, I like being trendy.
Oh, boy.
I
Yes,
like
you
I like
love being
doing
trendy.
things that people will say, "Wow, that guy is in touch with culture.
Wow, he's so hip.
That
Look at
guy is hip." In fact,
I'm scared.
do I even have, I don't even have it on here anymore. I was gonna say we kept getting copyright striked because of the "Hip to Be Squared" song. And I wanted to play it again because I'm hip to be squared, baby.
Right.
Okay, before we get into our thing, Ben, I want to show you just how cultural I can be.
Well, I'm scared.
And Ben, what I need you to do is I need you to stand up out of your chair.
I don't want to stand
Take a step
up.
back. Just do it. Just take a step back. Just stand up. I'm not going to tell you what I'm doing. You just got to take a step back. Get out of your chair. Take a step back.
Okay.
Stand behind your chair so everyone can see your head and your shin diggers.
What?
Your shin. Just get back by that shelf back there. There you go.
I'm scared.
All right, you're in the dark. Come back a little bit into the light. Come into the light. Now go to the right. Your
right?
left. Your left. There we go. Okay, good. All right, let's take a step back, Ben.
Okay.
And here we go.
Alexa, play Sea Shanty.
It's a fish?
Wellerman, Sea Shanty by Nathan Evans on Amazon Music.
There once was a ship that put to sea. The name of the ship
You got-
was
do the
Blue
dance.
of
What
Tea,
dance?
blue
The sea shanty dance.
What sea shanty dance?
Just do it. Move
What
around.
are you talking about?
Just move around. Do any sort of movement. Do a kind of movement. Do any kind of movement.
No. I can't.
Good job, Ben.
That's right.
You know what? That means we are now cultural because we did the sea shanty dance.
What are you talking about? Okay.
Now everyone watching, let's see, how many people are watching right now?
Four.
4. See, we went from 1 to 4.
I hate that song so
And
much.
we're going to get 1 million views on this video because of that video.
I'm very much against hearing that song ever again.
Okay, are you guys with me? I personally can't stand that.
Neither.
I go on Facebook or I go on TikTok or Instagram, and it's like, look, if you're doing that just because everyone else is doing it, stop.
People have always done that. I remember since Vine.
Vines?
Yeah, Vine people have been just. It's been fun.
Okay,
but
can
they
we
used
talk
to be
about
cool.
can we talk about
I
the
don't
ice
know.
bucket challenge for a second? Remember
That
the
was
ALS by ice bucket challenge?
Yeah.
There's one thing though, I never did it. People tried to challenge me to it, and I refused. I said no, I'm not doing it. Here's why. I'm not opposed to giving toward something charitable.
Right.
But everyone was dumping ice on themselves so they wouldn't have to pay money toward something that needed money.
Right.
So they're trying to be all edgy and cool by
Trendy.
basically saying we don't want to give money, so we're going to dump ice on ourselves, thus making it. It's like my take on it was that they were doing it to just be trendy.
Right. I know this is probably off subject, but
Go, man.
It always bothers me. Like I think now what bothers me the most is if you're doing stuff, to get views and be trendy. That's okay if you put work into it. But I'm seeing stuff now. Now, for the record, I cannot stand TikTok. It annoys the tar out of me. But I see some of the videos. They go around on Facebook sometimes and all over the place. And I just see some of them are just some dude or some girl that's just looking into the camera, just going. And then there's a
Right.
video like right here next to them, and they're just like,
I think it's because it's not original.
ugh.
I think if someone did that once, like honestly, the first time I saw the sea shanty dance, I thought that's pretty cool. Like
No.
that's cool. But
Whatever.
then when I saw it for like the 100,000th time, I'm like,
tired of
can anyone just do something original? Like, why does everyone have to do the same thing?
Right.
And then the way that they do it, they act as if they're the only ones in the world doing it.
You know, I've actually never seen the dance. I didn't know there's a dance to it.
Oh, there's a dance. I'm
I
not
don't
going to
wanna
show you
see it.
because I don't want to.
I'm just gonna.
And by the way, everyone, I told my son Ben I'm going to be doing this, and he argued with, like, he said, no,
I
I
was
don't want to
against
do
it.
this. I really don't. I said, don't worry, it'll be funny. So please write in the comments if you thought it was funny,
Yeah,
because then I can tell my son
be
Ben
honest.
that I know more than he does.
you need to be honest.
All right, so, hey, we got to jump into today.
Yes.
We got to jump into today, but before we begin our topic, which is question mark, which basically is anything goes here. We have a sponsor, Ben.
We do.
Not- Yeah.
That's right. I
We
know
have a new sponsor. We are sponsored. In fact, today we have 4 sponsors, and we're going somewhere in this. With like 3 episodes or 4 episodes left, we actually got sponsors. So hopefully they'll continue our sponsorships into the next season.
Right.
But today's episode of In My Head is brought to you by this company. Today's episode of Camp TV is brought to you by Ranch Hat. Ranch Hat, the hat that serves ranch whenever you need it.
With Ranch Hat, I can pour ranch on my baby. Man, I wish I had a book for my book. Thanks, Ranch Hat.
Thanks for Ranch Hat, I can finally put ranch in my shoe on the go.
From the makers of fire gloves and scissor hat, Ranch Hat.
Ranchy.
Ranchy.
That's right. Get yourself a ranch hat.
Yep.
3 payments of $147.39.
Right. So, okay, today's topic. By the way, if you notice, it said today's episode of Camp TV is because we are now stealing sponsorships
Right.
because we need money.
Yeah. So Camp TV can spare it. It's okay.
That was one of our commercials from summer camp. If you've never been to a summer camp, go to agncn.org/kids and sign up your kids for summer camp, because there's another summer camp coming up on July 18th through the 21st.
18th to the 21st.
And you will get to experience all the fun that is summer camp.
Yeah.
All right, so today, Ben, behind me, the topic landed on question mark, which means that we talk about anything, really.
Yeah.
So, what do you want to talk about, Ben?
Well, can we talk about summer camp for a little bit?
Sure.
I have to be honest. I was completely blown away. We just came back from our June summer camp.
Right.
That one went from it was the 20th through the 24th,
Right?
right? I was amazed. I was genuinely amazed at just how crazy, how powerful it was. It was amazing. Right off the bat on the first night was insane.
What was your takeaway? Like, someone's never been to summer camp. Why should they, as a kids pastor or as a parent, as a leader, why should you sign your kids up? What's the point in going to summer camp, in your opinion?
So before this summer camp, I've been to summer camps my whole life, but I never really saw it from this perspective. But I very much so see it. It kind of put everything together for me. The importance of it is it is unique. It is unique. It is the easiest way. You know, God works when you're outside of your comfort zone, and it is the easiest. It's one of the easiest ways to get your kids outside of their comfort zones. They're immediately outside of their home. They're not with their family. They're in another bed. It's uncomfortable. Like, I mean, it's comfortable as in, like, the beds are nice. They're okay. They're great.
Good. And the food is amazing.
Food's amazing. I love
At this
food.
camp, anyway.
At this camp, right? But it really opens them up for a powerful move of God. And I remember when I was raised in a Christian home, obviously, with my father, my whole life. But I would say that when my walk with God became real was when I was 9 or 10. We were at Jeunesse Park, and I want to say it was one of the Allens that was speaking. It was for a youth summer camp, but I was just there with my family. I was just there with my parents as a kid. But it became real for me there, and it was the same reason. It's because it was outside of my comfort zone. It was a place where everything was weird, so I was willing to listen.
Yeah.
And it made it real. I think it has the potential to do that for a lot of different kids. I think it's very powerful, at least once in your life, to send your kids to a summer camp.
It's definitely a good experience, and it's an interesting dynamic that happens. It's almost like you could bank on the what's the word I'm looking for? The experiential journey that kids have. So when they first get there, the first night, there's a like, everyone's kind of like, what is this? What is this place? What are we doing here?
Right.
They're excited to be there, of course. I would say the first night there's this like weird lull. Like everyone's excited, but they don't really know what it is. Then the second full day, because we do like pretty much a 4-day camp. The second day, there's I'm liking this. The food is good. I'm having fun, and it's usually by the end of the second day, going into the first part of the third day, that everyone now understands camp and they're settling in, and it's like they own it.
Right.
And at the same time, they're building friendships. The kids like kind of merge into these like little groups, and by the end of the third day, it's like the entire camp is one big family.
Yeah.
And then there's this weird like excitement / sadness on the fourth day, because we now have to go home. And I think the general feeling is like it's already over, but it's been long enough that you've fully immersed yourself into this really weird, different, very special world.
Right.
And so I think that there's some parents out there that are afraid to send their kids to summer camp, and it's because they care and they don't want their kids, getting scared. But I say sometimes you got to cut the cord, and you got to push your bird out of the nest.
Right. Just
And
for a little bit. They'll come back.
Right. But for those parents that this is what I like, even if you're at that point where like, I can't like fully release them, then I suggest you go as a chaperone.
Yes.
Because I guaranteed if you're a parent watching this, your children's pastor absolutely needs you to go as a chaperone.
As many as possible.
Because the more leaders that are there, the better. And there's a few parents that went that had never been to a summer camp, kids camp before, and I think they're going to come back like every year. In fact, even I've had a couple of parents that said, I want to start helping out upstairs.
Yes.
I want to start helping out in your kids' program.
Exactly. I was about to say that. If for all the kids leaders out there, if you want to get some strong leaders, they can see what you're all about at summer camp.
Right.
We got a new guy. I mean, he really wants to start helping us upstairs,
Yeah.
and he had no idea.
No.
He was blown away. He was like, "What? You guys do this?" We're like, "Yeah, this is what
Yeah,
we
it's
do all
like,
the
this
time."
is what you guys do upstairs? Like, are you kidding me? I'm like, yeah, every Sunday. Not to the degree that we do at summer camp. Jen Johnson just asked, why do you have to push the bird out of the nest?
'Cause the bird won't jump on its own.
Well,
Just kidding.
because the bird will stay at home. And the bird, in order to flap its wings, needs to be plummeting down toward the earth, towards certain death. Am I helping answer this question?
Not exactly. Maybe we'll modify that a little
Jen's
bit.
like, nope, not going to send my kid to camp. Oh, it's EJ.
Oh, hi,
Elijah's
Elijah.
watching. Elijah, you have to push the bird out of the nest because the bird represents you. And
Yes.
the bird represents a kid who's going to start learning how to become an adult and start learning different things. And you do so like in a safe environment like summer camp, because any camps that we direct, Ben,
Yep.
we make it our absolute like priority to make sure that they're safe.
Right.
And there's a lot of nervous parents out there that say things like, well, if they're away from me, then I can't guarantee their safety. Well, I can tell you that from the district standpoint, if somebody's got district standpoint, we put like crazy amounts of safety into our camps. Like
Oh, yeah.
triple background checking all of our leaders. There was a bus. I don't know if you remember this, Ben. At the end of summer camp, this bus pulled up, and they were not from our camp.
Oh, right. Yep. I remember
And
that.
I'm pretty sure that bus driver didn't think that I was a Christian.
I mean,
Because he
Correction,
pulled up with
we
a
just
giant
need
bus
to-
with a bus full of people, and they were not authorized to be on the campground. And I went into that bus, and I said, excuse me, are you here with the Assemblies of God district office? And they said, no. And I said, then get this bus out of here.
yeah.
And the guy goes, we're allowed to be here. And I said, I don't think so.
Yeah.
And I said, and you guys do not get out of this bus. And I went up to the office, and they made him back the bus all the way back up the hill.
Yep.
Because I don't mess around
No,
when it
it's
comes
not.
to kids'
It's
safety.
not worth It's not worth safety risks.
Now,
it's not worth it.
Does Jen Johnson want to fly, or does Elijah want to fly?
Which one?
I think
don't know.
Elijah. This is Elijah. He wants to fly.
Well,
So
I have some practical solutions. I found that if you get like a jetpack, you can fly pretty far, but it's dangerous.
All right.
That's
All right, Ben, we're going to move to a different topic.
Okay.
But we have another sponsor.
Oh, another sponsor. Oh, good.
This sponsor was created by somebody that you know.
I know.
So it's called if you ever have troubles putting sunburn lotion on your kids.
I'm a huge fan of Captain Finkel.
Yeah, so they've come out with this product that kids want to get the sunscreen on so they don't get burned.
There you go.
It's called Sunscreen Plank.
This episode of Camp TV is brought to you by
Captain R. Finkel's sunscreen plank. Walk the plank of protection. I'm Captain R. Finkel. Are you tired of putting on regular sunscreen?
Honey, it's time to put some sunscreen on. I don't want the sunscreen!
How about some Captain's of Sprinkle Sunscreen Plank?
Yeah!
Let's see what some of our customers have to say about this wonderful new product.
Thanks, R. Finkel. Now I feel super protected.
We love sunscreen plank! Walk the plank of protection.
The sunscreen plank is affordable with only 3 easy payments of $140.23. That's $140.23. Place your order now at 1-800-BUY-THIS while supplies last. Shipping and handling not included.
Okay, Ben.
All right.
I want you to read this liability form in your pirate voice. Go.
Right. And my pirate voice, I'm not ready for that. Okay, I got you. Okay, so Finkel Incorporated is not liable for any broken noses, teeth, faces, ears, or other facial and/or bodily harm. By viewing this commercial, you accept our end-user license agreement, forfeiting all rights of lawsuit. Any face burning from our patented safe face protection is purely coincidental and is not a byproduct of nuclear waste protection. Any inquisition about this topic will result in arrest according to federal law number 342,832,903.248, subsection 9639179173410720. Ignorance of said law is not my problem. I am sure that at this point you are either not reading or listening. Blah, blah, blah. Cat food, dog food, bacon. Sometimes when I go to sleep, I listen to screeching bunny rabbits. Legal jargon, Buffalo, New York City. Don't sue us.
I just imagine someone logging in right at that moment and going, I'm out. All right, that was amazing. By the way, I was actually really impressed that you have that voice in you. I had no idea. And by the way, those watching, when we go to summer camp, it's an absolute like race to the finish line. We're talking, we get 3 or 4 hours of sleep a night if we're lucky.
Right.
And it's like constantly producing Camp TV episodes, like activities, like meals, services, all that stuff. It's a giant machine. And I told Ben and David and Emma, I said, you guys have to make 2 commercials without any of my involvement. And you guys came up with, that's one of the 2 commercials you guys came, and I was totally impressed.
Fun.
There's a book I read, and I'm going to go solo, Ben, just
Go
for a sec.
it.
Sorry.
All you.
It's called Creating Magic by Lee Cockerell. And he worked for the Disney Institute. And it's 10 common sense leadership strategies from a life at Disney. And whether or not you agree with Disney, I'm not talking about that. But Disney, and I will say this, in the past, they were known worldwide as being #1 in customer service. Some people might say that that's slipped a little, but again, not talking about that. There's action steps to take when creating an environment for kids and families. Check this out. As a leader, ask yourself frequently what you have done to show that everyone is important and knows it. What have you done as a leader to show that everyone is important and knows it? Number 2, create an environment that makes every leader, volunteer, and every person walking through your door feel special. Number 3, treat everyone as an individual, not as a group. Number 4, give every person your complete and unconditional respect. I'm glad I didn't say attention, because that would be hard on a Sunday morning when there's 200 kids running around. Every person your complete and unconditional respect. Number 5, spend time getting to know your leaders. Wow, that's really important. I can tell you that for sure. Number 6, give every leader the information and resource to learn what he or she needs to know and acquire the skills he or she needs to have. Investing in your leaders is crucial to having a good kids ministry. Number 7, make yourself truly available to everyone on your team. That means schedule time, coffee time, yogurt time, Have group outings, whatever, but make yourself available. Number 8, give everyone, regardless of his or her position, the opportunity to be heard. I have worked with leaders, Ben,
Yes, you have.
that I have listened to them, and though I disagreed with what they were saying, the ability to be heard, or the knowledge that you're being heard and listened to, can help heal. It can help build. But if a person doesn't feel listened to, whether they're right or wrong, you'll never find out.
Right.
So listening to them is important. Number 9, when someone speaks to you, give that person your complete attention and really listen. Ben, I'm going
Yes.
to bring you back in.
I'm back in.
I feel like I'm really bad at this.
It depends on the time and the
Yeah.
place.
Has there been a times, Ben, when you said, like, you're trying to get my attention and I wasn't really listening?
I have stories about that. Yes, but again, it's just about the time or place, and being your son, it's different. I was with you all the time.
Okay, sure. But as I'm not talking about as my son, as
Okay.
my assistant, is there times where you don't feel I have your complete attention?
Oh, sure, yeah.
What is it that I do when I don't? What is it that I do when I'm not giving you my complete attention?
You have these. I know this is why I brought up the father thing, is because you have the automatic. You have the dad automatic response. That it happens without you thinking. It's like, yeah, okay, and I'll be like, hey dad, what do you think about this? And it's like, yeah. I'm like, dad.
It's almost like what's the most minimal thing I can say that doesn't require any brain thought whatsoever?
But to be fair, I do feel heard. It's just we need to make sure we set up ahead of time.
I am working on this, very actively working on this.
You're great at it. It's just you can't listen all the time.
Number 10, be your authentic self. Don't project a false persona. Boy, that's a big one. I really feel like the best person I can be is just me, and if I'm not me, eventually the jig is up and all my leaders will find out.
Yeah.
And they're going to wonder, who's this guy,
Right.
So if all of us are just free to be us, then we're going to have a good time.
Right. You're going to have more fun yourself, I'd say.
Yeah, absolutely. So those are some things that I think are important. But Ben, we do have sponsorships, and we have to give time and honor to those sponsorships. So
this next one's my favorite, by the way.
You can't ask about it.
It's
really important. This sponsorship you can't ask about.
Please don't call with questions.
And hi, Jeremy, if you're still there from Real Life Church, how's it going? And Jen Johnson wants to ask her mom if she can push her.
Wait,
actually,
I think
I'm just kidding. It's Elijah.
That's Elijah.
I know, I'm
yes.
just kidding. All right, here we go. Our sponsorship is this sponsorship's The Box.
From the creators of the sunscreen plank, we bring you The Box. What is The Box, you might ask? Don't ask! The Box is a brand new product from Finkel Incorporated that is perfect for any situation.
Look, guys, I got the box! Yeah, that's awesome, but what's in the box?
What did I tell ya? Don't ask about the box.
Don't ask about the box!
But wait, what's really in the box?
Once again, it's quite simple. Don't ask about the box.
Don't ask about the box!
I said don't ask about the box.
But I want to know.
Whoa there, ma'am. It's free with consequences. The box is free. Just call anytime and place your order at 1-800-DON'T-ASK. That is 1-800-DON'T-ASK.
The music was left off of that because that was the original file.
Yeah,
we
that was
didn't
rough.
edit in
That
the
was-
music yet, so
Yeah.
that's why it's missing music. But
like,
Dale
this-
wants
this
to
is-
know what's in the box.
Oh,
Well,
Dale.
guess what? That comment just disappeared, and so did Dale. So
Yeah.
whoever knew
Everybody-
Dale, good luck.
But nice knowing you, Dale.
Nice knowing you, Dale.
Yep.
So don't ask about what's in the box. Well, Ben, we have exactly 1, 2, 3.
Oh, rip off the.
Three episodes left before we hit the end of our season. We have a few we have a few special guests left, and the final special guest of the season I'm very excited about. the final one, and that we don't know what category it will be yet. Depends on the old spinny wheel.
Right.
The dollar bill is a whole nother story. But when this is what's happening with our show, we're going to be taking off the rest of the year. I know that sounds like a long time, but we're actually producing Squirrely Joe's Nut House, and we need a lot of time to produce that. So after the first of the year, once we get back from the holidays, we'll be launching season 3 of In My Head, and every season kind of takes on a different form. So it'll always be conversations about kids ministry, but here's where you guys come in. And for those of you watching later, send me through Facebook, through YouTube, whatever channel you're watching through, send us ideas. What are some things that we can fill up this wheel with that we can then talk about? Because these are topics that are important to you guys, and you know, I know there's like an innumerable amount of things that we could talk about. But Ben, you've been in kids ministry for how long now?
2 years officially.
What would you say is according to you, because I've almost been in too long to answer this. I could give you my answers, but what would you say is the biggest difficulty that people in kids ministry face? Like, what would you say is the number one problem that people in kids ministry face today at a typical church?
Is this just what I've noticed from around, or was this things that I personally have?
I would say from your knowledge of working with kids, it could be personal or it could be what you've seen.
Okay.
What do you think is the most difficult challenge facing kids leaders today?
I think, and I welcome if I'm wrong, but I think it's timidity.
Timidity, being timid.
I think that we're not pursuing the ministry aggressively as a whole like we should.
What do you mean by that?
I feel like I see a lot of kids ministries that are just there for a Sunday morning, that are there for, and it's great. It's offering great things, but I think we need more aggressive. I think that we need to. I don't know what's the word for it, but I want to see the importance of kids ministry more relevant, and I feel like it's moving in that direction, especially from what I've seen from the Next Gen new push that the district's been doing all the way to the general office. It's great.
Yeah.
I think it's a more radical approach to reaching kids. And I want to see that. I want to see more innovations with reaching kids. I want to, like, the things I wish I could see more of are people improvising on ways to reach kids, brand new ways to reach kids, just people strategizing almost like a battle plan. I want to see more battle plans on how are you going to reach the kids of the United States? How are we going to turn our culture around?
Yeah.
Because it really has to start with kids ministries from what I've learned. I want to see that. I want to see a more fun, more radical approach to kids ministry. Something that's newer, something that's going to reach all the kids. I don't know. What do you think? You have more knowledge on this than I do.
I think you're onto something. I think you said timidity. I think the word fear.
Fear. Okay.
And fear could come in many forms. I think that people are in different ways. They may be afraid of what people might think. They might be afraid of breaking the mold. They might be afraid of hurting a kid. They might be afraid of being uncomfortable or not being able to be the person. Like if they see something amazing, like I can't, like having the fear that I can't do that or I can't do this. It might be fear of what people might think. I think people are slow moving when it comes to turning the ship culturally in kids ministry. I think people are afraid of I think leaders are afraid of what parents might think.
Yeah, I think
you know what I mean. Like what if I do this? What will parents say? Will they question me? And I've had my fair share of parents that when we showed the commercial for Family Fun Fest, and we're gonna have a mobile zip line, and I threw Caleb off the building, but I didn't really. I just used a stunt mannequin. This person came to church on a Sunday morning, and this is at a different church I was at. And they left, and they sent an email to the church saying, "I will never come to a church that promotes people getting pushed off buildings."
Oh my God! As if that's like a political view. Like I'm a person get pushed off building.
Yeah. So, but the thing is, as a kids leader, especially in the kids department, that I'm going to say it, The kids department at churches, I think, is the most disregarded department in the church, generally speaking.
Sure.
You know, so when you have the general feeling that, like, it's the most less than department, and you do something that might cause someone to be upset, I think it's often easier for the leader to say to the leader leading the kids program, can you just not do anything that would put a bad name on the church? Can you just act normal? Can you just stick to the script and just don't cause any waves, because I don't want the drama, or I don't want someone that I don't want someone leaving the church. You know, I know I know I might get in trouble for saying this, but I generally feel like a lot of churches, they don't. I mean, let me be careful how I say this, because I don't want to say something untrue.
Sure.
I don't think there's a good awareness, a perspective of what kids ministry is today. I think it's based on 20-year-old information.
Right.
You know, and I think a lot of pastors, God bless them, they just don't understand kids ministry today, or what it takes to reach kids. And so when it comes to making waves, you know, the world's culture is very good at making waves. They introduce stuff like that dumb sea shanty song, you know, or Fortnite, or Roblox, Pokemon, this stuff that is just out there and the kids cling on to. But I think the church is very afraid of doing anything that would be considered outside the box. And so I think that's when fear sets in. And so when a family says, I don't want to come back to this church anymore because you throw people off buildings, it's easier for a pastor to say, hey, don't do that anymore, than to say, you know what, just keep being you. Just keep being you. You know, Facebook's motto is work fast and break stuff.
Yeah.
They don't want to get caught up. They don't want to get behind the curve because they're afraid of making a mistake.
Right.
As long as our heart's in the right place to reach kids for Christ and to be all we can be, to bring peace, I'll say all the fruit of the Spirit to the world, to bring Christ to the world, then I think we're going to break stuff, and we're going to do things that are considered stupid or, you know, unwise. And I will tell you this, the pastor of the church that I was working at told me that. He did not say change your ways. He said, just keep being you, brother. Just keep being you.
I love him.
And that gave me so much encouragement, because I did genuinely feel bad. I was like, well, that wasn't what I was tending to do. He said, just keep being you. Don't worry about it. You're fine. Don't change anything.
Right.
I'm like,
and
you know what? That's awesome.
You know, I don't remember which episode this was, but do you remember which episode was Pastor James Hall?
It was a while ago. It was a few
It's like
ago, yes.
Episode 3, 4?
Maybe.
One of those. Yeah. He has a really good perspective on that. He's a kids pastor who turned senior pastor. He's really great. I don't know. I recommend, if you haven't seen that one, to go back and see it. It was really good.
Yeah, it was really good. It's about a pastor's heart on kids ministry. Boomer Bennett. Yes. Wow, I just said his name. Can we re-edit that out? You know what? Boomer said it, and I know he said it publicly on his Facebook profile. He made a comment at summer camp, and he said he believes that one of the church's primary missions is to disciple our young people, because they are the up-and-coming generation of disciples and pastors and missionaries. And so if we're not investing in that younger generation like the world does, then we're going to lose them. And he says, in his perspective, he's seen far too little reach of those young people, and would like to see a lot more. And I couldn't agree more. So whatever you guys can do, and there's all these question marks on our topic today, Ben. Mm-hmm. Don't be afraid to try stuff.
Yeah.
As long as your heart's in the right place, you know, obviously no one's in kids ministry's heart is to hurt kids,
of course,
or to do stuff that's dangerous that could potentially, scar them or whatever. But as long as your heart's in the right place, don't be afraid. Don't sit back and think, what if one parent doesn't like me? I guarantee you could try to do everything perfect, and a parent is not going to like you.
Right.
So don't worry about that. But I would say, if all the parents are coming to you and saying, what are you doing to my children? Then maybe you should stop and take a look at what you're doing, because you're not, aim for the 99%.
There you go.
Don't aim for the 100%. But we do have one more, Ben. This is it. This is our conversation. I want to encourage you guys. Send us things to talk about. Tell your friends about this show. When it comes to the next season, especially as we wrap up toward the end of this season, we want to finish strong, but we want to talk about things that you want to hear, and we want to have you be a part of the conversation. Magnus says chicken is good.
It's true.
That's a good topic.
It's a great topic.
All right. We have one more sponsorship. This is called Swimming Pantaloons Ben, you ever want to take a swimming pool wherever you go, like especially when it's 100 degrees?
I always feel like everywhere I go, just there's not enough access to swimming.
There's not enough access to swimming pools. So
Right.
why not carry a swimming pool wherever you go, and the swimming pool happens to be made of pants,
Right.
right? Well, speaking of Magnus, he's actually in the beginning of this episode, or the beginning of this commercial. So here we go. Swimming pantaloons.
Yes.
We want to be on Camp TV.
This final episode of Camp TV is brought to you by Pants You Wear. When you want to wear pants, you can swim in.
Oh yes, swimming pantaloons!
Swimming pantaloons are so relaxing. It's better when you share. I love swimming pantaloons. Pantaloons! Pantaloons!
Swim in pantaloons.
You can take the pool wherever you go.
There you go.
Swimming pantaloons. I remember when we were coming up with the taglines for that, it was so hard because no matter what tagline we tried, it just sounded terrible.
Yeah, it was hard. That was rough.
So I think we nailed it, Ben.
We did.
Well, hey
That was
guys,
fun.
thank you for being the best part of camp. I almost said Camp TV. I'm in the middle of summer camp season, so that's where my brain's at.
That's right.
But hey, if you're in the Roseville, Rockland, or Lincoln area, we would love to have you come find us at Destiny Christian Church. Even during the week, we'd love to have coffee with you.
Yeah.
And that way is intentional. This Friday and Saturday, July 1st and 2nd, we have a thing called Celebrate America. If you like fireworks, if you like patriotism, if you like hot dogs, and you like big shows, and I think there's going to be some jets that fly by. There's a Black Hawk helicopter.
Yes.
There's a giant kids carnival with a big stage show, stunts, Wild West shootout, magic tricks, bubble show. All this stuff is all packed in, and guess what? Free admission to main gates. $2 per person for the kids carnival this Friday and Saturday. Go to destinyonline.com to get more information. Come check us out. We'll be there at Celebrate America. Come find us in the kids carnival section. But also, summer camp. Sign your kids up for summer camp because it's not too late. And
Never
there's
too late.
more room, and it's going to be awesome. Ben, it's time to spin the wheel.
Spin the wheel time.
Wait, we got to get our wheel spin music.
We have what's your new wheel spin music?
This.
Hold on, I can't hear it. That's really epic.
All right, we got to take this off. All right, Ben.
Ready?
Spin that wheel.
Big money!
And get ready to stop it. Stop it. Get ready to stop it. And stop it.
Okay, it's right in the middle between the two of them.
You know what? Let's do time, talent, and treasure.
Time, talent, treasure.
Time, talent, and treasure.
That's it.
We are at time, talent, and treasure. That's what we're going to talk about. Not this week's week, because next week is 4th of July, but the week after, we'll be talking about time, talent, and treasure with a very special guest. In fact, 2 special guests will be on next show. You guys are the most amazing part of Camp TV. So for now, we are signing off. Thanks so much for being a part.
See you in 2 weeks.
See you guys in 2 weeks.